question 1 on the chapter quiz review for the next time that I see you is an answer looking for a domain, the domain of the function x squared plus the square root of x minus 5. Give your answer in interval notation. So the first thing I want to do is remind you guys of those notes that we took where I gave you those 3 kind of rules, early rules for domain. And one of them was talking about when numbers are beneath radicals, right? And we know from Algebra 2 that you can never have a negative under a radical. That's an imaginary number. And we're not working with those yet. So the domain in this particular case, since there is a radical sign, that's what we're going to concentrate on. We want to know what can x not be for this function to work. Right? And we know, let's see, what is this? F of x equals, I know I can put a 5 in there because if I do 5 minus 5, I get 0. And you can take the square root of 0. The square root of 0 is just 0. So 5 works, but no number smaller than 5 will work. Any number smaller than 5 that I subtract 5 from is going to give me a negative value. Like say 4 minus 5. 4 minus 5, that's going to give me the square root of a negative number, -1, and that's an imaginary number, so we can't use that. That's one part of our function here. We know it cannot be lower than 5. We also need to look at this part, x squared. You guys know the squaring function. It's one of our basic functions, right? And that parabola can be the domain. We know the domain are all real numbers. That can be any number. So it doesn't matter what this one is, but we know that this number cannot be less than 5. So when we write our domain for this function, the domain in interval notation is going to look like 5 to positive infinity. 5 is the smallest number that can be in this domain, but we use the square brackets because it can actually be the number 5. It cannot be anything lower than 5. And as always, we can check, let me see if I can pull this up really quick. We can check our answer graphically, right? And I did this already for you. See if this shows up on my video. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Here's that graph. And as you can see, the domain, the input values, the x values for this graph, they start right here at 5. This is 5 here, but it doesn't exist anywhere else. And the range also for this one, if you look up, I don't know what number this is, we can get close to it here. And look at the x value. Looks like it's going to be close, maybe 130. Oh, it can get lower. 127 I can get as low as I can get right there. And that's the y value, so it's up 127 right here. So the range, even though this question isn't looking for the range is going to be from that number and then everything above that number. So check graphically. We can take a look. Let's see what this looks like from afar. From far out. Looks like about half of that parabola, but up 127 and over 5. It doesn't start until 5. So the answer on our sheet is going to be that interval notation. Okay, domain equals from 5, and it can be 5, including 5, to positive infinity. If you have any more questions, try watching this one more time, pausing it, taking it slow, trying it on your own, trying one similar to this one. And if you still have questions, feel free to ask me at lunch or in class. Thank you.